this entire series just because she's been showing her incredible prowess this tournament. The question is going to be, who does Curse.eu pick up first? Orianna banned out. That was the first pick game one.
Amumu's open.
What is strong for them? Jax once again open, but Angus did not have the strongest showing this tournament.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd, but remember that was a little bit. You don't actually get to see that matchup very much, Tommy. You don't see
not
many,
a common. Gragas versus Jax.
Yeah,
not too much.
The wild gray guy is not. He doesn't see top lane play very much, but it was an interesting pick, and it worked out very well. That is the Nunu secured for EU's side. That's been the first pickup for NA this entire series, but now it is on the opposite hand.
And Rux not going to be on that Nunu. Might go for a Lulu play, but with Nunu gone, that eliminates Blood Boil, that really, really good late game steroid. So someone like Kog'Maw Nunu not going to be quite as effective just because, well, they don't have the Nunu. They're not going to have the late game presence. It'll be someone who can protect him more, maybe give him a little bit of defense, but not the offense.
Rengar still open. Karthus also still open. There's a lot of possibilities here for both teams. The Amumu still open. Who else is actually still, like, as you mentioned before, the Jax is still up.
I mean, Kog'Maw, Jax, Rengar, they have a lot of possibilities for both sides. Rengar didn't do a whole lot game one, really never got his assassination off, but that was a passive game. And Curse NA, they kind of changed their style already. I wouldn't be surprised to see them not go for a late game comp, this time go completely aggressive, try to throw off Curse.eu, try to play an entirely different game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I think this may be the first time we're actually seeing Rux, going to be seeing Rux on Sona. He's, as we mentioned before, he's been mostly Lulu and Nunu.
I've seen him play Sona in the past. He actually has whipped a couple ults, but he still looks strong. He knows how to take control of lane, knows how to not die. That's the big scary part of Sona.
Well, that's the important part really in any lane, especially bot lane. Remember, League of Legends, at very many instances, is not a game about kills, it's a game of not dying.
Well, when you're Sona, you have less base HP than melee creep.
Yes, you do.
So those creeps, I mean, all right. You have a little bit of armor, you have a little bit of magic resist, but you still die so quickly. And that's the tough part, really.
Yeah.
But still, if you can play aggressive as Sona, if you can go in there, get those power chords, Hymns of Valor off, and really kind of control the lane, you're going to be powerful. And there comes the Jax. Here comes the Amumu from game one. So Curse.eu going to take the best of game one, what they thought that was the best of game two, and try and combine it at this point.
We've also seen Rux in the past. He's not shy of buying that early mana potion, getting aggressive, using those abilities, trying to push that lane. And
Whoa, that's an Ashe.
That is an Ashe. That Ashe.
That's going to be Sona Ashe bot lane. Second Ashe I believe we've seen this tournament, maybe the third. But Comp, do you have those enchanted crystal arrows? Do you have those no-scope shots? Can you get the stun down? And Curse.eu, what's your response going to be? Most people see an Ashe and they go aggressive.
Now here's the thing, the Gragas pickup is still present, but not quite sure yet. Is he going to be mid or top? But with the Karthus take here over on EU's side, they may be forcing that Gragas into the mid.
If that's a mid lane Gragas can do well against Karthus, can really beat him up. And Caitlyn can be a really strong pick versus someone like Ashe, just because Ashe really relies on her 600 range, and Caitlyn has a little bit more. So you're someone like Ashe without that many skills. Caitlyn will just constantly be hammering at you. Have the Blood Boil to chase you down. Will they lock that pick in? It'll be a really solid pick.
And also, to note, this is what that's the same bot lane that NA had game number one, and the early tower just did not happen.
The push, it just didn't work for some reason.
It really didn't. And usually when you have such an aggressive push lane like that, you want that tier 1 tower, you want it quickly, you want it somewhere around the 5-minute mark, get that extra global gold for your team and try and snowball from there. But it didn't happen for NA. We can see if it works out for EU.
Caitlyn being locked in, going to be a very hard lane to deal with. Here comes a Katarina, though.
Top arena?
Well, I'd say that's going to be Jackie mid on Katarina. Top Gragas coming out. This is a scary AoE team coming out from Curse. Last game was all about the late game, all about Karthus going and dying. Now Jackie's got to clean up, going to get those resets. And very strong teams coming out from both sides. Voyboy on Katarina now.
Yeah, top arena.
I don't know. I don't trust Curse and NA at the same time. When the game starts, all right, I'll say that's where they're going.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. We still have 30 seconds actually on the countdown before we get into the spec delay. But we've seen Curse and NA do this earlier on in the tournament. We saw them do it against M5. He had Orianna mid, Katarina top. Didn't work out for them there. May work out for them here.
It's a strong lane, Katarina top, if they do go for it. It's not what you normally expect from a top lane. You don't necessarily play aggressively early on, but you have a lot of mobility. You really can't be ganked. There goes the Gragas. Nice try. Well, maybe they'll stop again?
They could. Do they have time? Oh, they're not.
No, they're locking in. Going to be Gragas top lane, played by Voyboy. Nice try, guys. Nice try.
Nice try. But here's the thing, though. NA, they had Gragas top, but last time they were on blue side. Now they're on purple side. Now that blue buff is even further away from the Fat Man, and you know how he hates to walk. He doesn't want to go very far. So he's going to have a rough time there in top with that mana sustain. If he gets denied early, he may not have as much income as he'd like for those rings, for those mana potions.
Well, who said that Gragas is going top? They could go for the lane swap.
They could go for that lane swap. They could also.
On Jax.
This is true. This is also very true. There's so many possibilities here that we can see from these teams, but also keep in mind though, this is it. This is the final match. Someone is going home after this. Curse NA, Curse EU loading on in. The winner of this series will continue on in the losers bracket to face the winner of TPA and SGS.
Going on right now. Looked like TPA was ahead there, but I mean, no matter who wins, it's going to be a tough match. And well, I don't know, man. I don't know who's going into this stronger.
And remember, too, that there are very few NA hopes. There's not as many. We're not going to be seeing
besides
as many.
CLG Prime.
Besides CLG
NA's
Prime.
last guys.
Yeah, these are the last two representatives of NA. So at the very least, if they can stand it out just a little longer, we can hear some USA chants later on today, later on in the weekend. And Canada. NA, yeah, USA and Canada. I'm sorry. Here we are, game number 3. You got EU. They are in the mid, looking for all 5 of their members to camp out this one side brush over by their blue. All of NA, they want to keep their red safe, camping out this one bush, and we've seen them do this before. Fortunately enough, game number 1, EU had Orianna and caught them out with the orb.
But they didn't spot them there.
They did not. I don't think they saw them with that lay waste. The vision range on lay waste is very, very
Rux
tiny.
And Cop aren't in the bush, though. They're setting up a trap. They might not be able to.
They might be. There is still that one ridge. So at the very least, they know they cannot be spotted if they go up the ramp. This is very risky. Molino out in front. The ward is in the brush. They know the ward has gone down in front of the Wraith camp. Voyboy out in front. There's the lead from St. Vicious. Anguish with the counter-strike does get the stun onto Rengar. Anguish very low. Flashes out of the way. Will the ignite be enough? You got the belly slam. Cannot close the gap. There's the leap strike. You can't get there. You just cannot. The leap from Rengar was not enough to get the kill. So close.
Counter-strike perfectly dodging just enough auto attack. Still, a lot of flashes burned on both sides.
Wow.
I believe Maluna and Creighton, the only people with their flash up on Cursiu and NY Jackie, only flash holder there. Still, such a smart little trap right there. They put the ward down because they knew, they saw it happen game 1, that Cursiu would scout there with that lay waste, with an Orianna ball, with something. And you know, they just held far enough back, didn't get spotted, and they could try and go aggressive. Did not work out, though. Still, a smart play to see.
Yep. Very slim net gain on that one from EU. There's just one more summoner burned on the other side, but it's still so early on.
Yeah, unfortunately, the person they hit was Anguish, not Maluna. Maluna, if you hit him, you're going to have to send him back to the lane, or back to the base, waste his time in the jungle. Anguish went back to heal, not going to miss that much CS anyways. We're going to be a 2v1 top lane, which is going to be really bad for Anguish. Jackson, one of the worst 2v1ers in the game. And he can go for kills, but he's never going to have a reliable time to get CS.
And he's going to see Cop and Rux entering the top lane here. The minion's going to spot him out, so they know it's a 2v1 at this point. Voyboy did go back, get his 4th potion. He got a mana potion for himself. And he is past the blue buff, so there you go. Yes, you swap the lanes. You give him the blue buff so he's able to throw out those barrels and still passively farm. And yeah, Jax is going to have a rough time. He is still melee range, but at the very least, Voyboy with Gragas, he can throw out those barrels, still farm a little bit, and that first blue is going to help him out immensely. Should plenty of time to farm on up, get enough damage for a ring or 2, come on back, and he should be healthy.
I mean, he may not have the most CS in the game when it comes down to it, but Voyboy, he's going to get something just because of barrel roll.
Right.
And that's not something Jackson can really say.
It's better than what Anguish has right now.
Anguish
which
has
is
0 CS. He's got nothing. And that's just what they want to do.
Right.
Person, they're playing not aggressively, not passive. They're playing smart right now, trying to set up traps, trying to just put EU in a bad situation.
And yeah, it's so weird. I mean, this is Anguish on Jax. This is his best champ. This is his most played champ. This is the champ he has one of the biggest success with. And he knows he's being denied. So what is EU going to eventually respond with a swap? They have a very big pushing lane. They could actually take out this tier 1 and bot relatively quickly and then try and swap back.
Well, just look at the bot lane. They actually they had Luno down there trying to go for a gank. But guess what? Voyboy, he's clearing the way with barrel roll too much, and he's staying alive. That top turret is being pressured hard. Going to be a better push coming out from Curse NA just because they have wave clear in the bot lane. And Voyboy with that blue buff, he's not going to run out of mana. This could be a dive.
There's Molino here down in bot. As we saw with game 1, the bandage toss, grabbing the minion instead. And Voyboy knows he's in a very good spot. Baluna, though, just trying to
Baluna
get out of
get out
tower.
of there.
Here comes Nia Jacky. They see him in the ward. If Baluna goes down here, it could be disaster. You do not want to give away that double buff, but Nia Jacky deciding to back off.
And Karasunet, they could have gone for that fight. It would have been risky. They might have won it, but they're saying, you know what? I like our position. Gragas 13 CS, Jax 10 CS, but that was a move forcing a retreat.
Right.
Angish really not going to have any more fun top lane. Now the wave is currently pushing in NA's favor. And it's going to be tough on both sides, but it's going to be so much hard for Angish that they're okay leaving, not taking those risks, not taking those big chances.
I am going to get a little worried, though, once Cop starts to level, once he hits level 6, because that is the biggest advantage of having an Ashe on your team. You have the ultimate, you have the arrow, and when you have the arrow, you dictate when fights start.
Does Cop have the decision making, or is it? Well, Saint will just yell loudly enough. So
Well,
Cop
that
will
too,
start
yeah.
the
It's
fight.
just,
So
well,
it's going to be.
well, he's the one who actually hits R, so
Yeah.
Saint goes just like, you arrow, just now, just there, until he'll actually just do it.
And that's going to be scary. It's going to be not only can Cop initiate at the right time,
Right.
but can Cop go ahead and land an arrow. Those enchanted crystal arrows, they're not easy to land. When they come out, you can flash them, you can cleanse them. Cleanse on creative, so they're not going to be able to start it on him. And it's never a reliable CC. It's one of the best CCs in the game, but so much can go wrong before it hits its target.
I think we even had a match yesterday. We saw an arrow actually go backwards, which sometimes you panic.
And they actually got 2 kills out of that, so it was okay.
Yeah, somehow. But look at that, the harass coming in from Sona, their top lane, and Angish still has a very rough time. Voyboy already has doubled up on the CS and in the opposition of his other solo laner. Maluna he will actually be spotted because that first brush is warded. They don't know that quite yet. No pink wards, no oracles yet, no applause just yet. We have to wait a few more minutes before we start itemizing into those items.
Check out Jackie, though, roaming towards bot lane. Rengar is down there, too. Doesn't have the ultimate quite yet, but this could be a great fight if they can set it up.
Toy may find a cat in the brush. Lots of blades coming in, not quite 6 yet. Does not have all that damage. Cannot, just for now, just a little bit of harass onto the
They're trying to get the pressure, trying to make sure Voyboy gets his farm because it's going to take a lot. And look at top lane. Maluno's still hiding in that bush. Cop actually using Hogshot. They knew he was there. They just did that so he would get out of there, so he would know he's spotted.
And that's a lot of time wasted. A lot of time wasted from Maluno. You look over at St. Vicious, already now has a level advantage in the jungle, has quite a lead on the creeps. But they should be both getting their first GP10 around the same time, so it's not going to be it's going to be too much of an income loss, but still, that's a lot of XP that Maluno could have actually been getting. Oof. Look at that.
Getting kind of scary.
A little bit.
A little bit. Jackie, he's roaming a lot from mid lane, and that's kind of hurting his CS. He is actually only 6 behind, though. But Extinct, he has a bit of experience lead. Maluno will be securing his own blue wraith with that banish toss over the wall.
Jackie, get out of here. This thing's mine. No,
he steals it.
Oh, nice. Very well done, but there is the wall of pain.
Well, it cost him his life.
Waiting for the bandage toss to come back up, looking for a little more damage, forcing out the flash. At the very least, he got that.
You know, hey, 39 gold. I'd say it's worth it.
I'd say it's worth it, too. Yeah.
Still, though, I mean, Jackie playing aggressively, trying to keep the pressure on, and Curse, it's the same thing as before. Like, Maluno up top, or Angish up top lane, level 6 now, only getting experience. 10 CS behind Gragas, so he's doing okay.
Yeah,
but
it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's a 200 gold lead in favor of Curse and Nate. At the same time, Karthus is getting farm, getting experience. This could be a game where Xing just gets out of control mid lane if not enough is done to stop him, or if Jackie roaming doesn't get enough kills.
The important part about both of the solo laners is that neither one of them has actually died yet. You had a little bit of aggression coming from Moon down bot, but there's really hasn't been a whole lot up there top. Just ganks averted, actually, from EU's side. Just smart ward placement. Right now, NA knows that Moon likes to go for those sneaky paths, sneak in the brush, try and go undetected. So they're actually doing a pretty good job.
Bot lane, Voyboy, he still has a blue buff. Actually, just picked up a new blue buff, so he's going to keep his mana high. And he just wants to keep clearing these waves. The tower down to about 250 HP. Going to be hard to hold this, but if you get enough barrel tosses off, or the support from St. Vicious with his ultimate, this could be huge. And
NA, they actually have the top try warded, but meanwhile down bot, you have the aggression coming in. St. Vicious looking for the leap, dipping in on a rush. There is the great Nunu ult to keep Saint behind. The bot tier 1 does still go down though from the minions. They are a little OP. And NA has no choice, they have to back off.
And Voyboy actually hit 2 traps on the way to that brush.
He's coming in here to top lane. Angish is now gone. Maluno is on his lonesome, waiting for the wave to push up. They could get a very huge kill onto the Amumu here.
He's going to have to do a lot of crying.
Taking the dirt, taking all the damage. There's Jackie with the ultimate. The damage is huge. First blood going to Nia Jacky from behind the turret. Very well done.
Easy, clean pickup right there.
Easy.
Rux tanking the turret just so he can flash out, not die. This top turret, will it survive? There's 2 people heading towards it. Caitlyn, Nunu, can they hold it? No.
No, they cannot.
Can they chase this down, though? They're feeling aggressive. They've bought.
They
Cop can't fight this.
They have that blood blow. Creating just get minions, get out of my way. I have someone I need to shoot, but cannot get there just in time. Cop and Rux, they will back off. They'll go back and buy themselves something nice. Also, Nijaki with that first kill, he bought himself some really great early on. He got the Haunting Guys and the Magic Pen boots. That's 40 Magic D shredded.
Yeah, just 40 penetration right there. He's going to have a good 9 from runes, too. So
yeah.
if you have your base MR, it's gone now. And he's going to shred. He can deal a lot of damage. These are the base items that really make Katarina deal damage.
And eventually that's going to be another more shred coming on later. Things like the Abyssal Scepter, and then more damage from there, Death Cap, things like that. But for now, though, for an early game build, 10 minutes into the game, that is fantastic to have.
So some good news for Comp in that bot lane fight. Creighton did use his cleanse and did use his flash. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is still up for him. So he can cast that. If he lands that, Creighton could just die from that.
Good.
They have a lot of potential now with that Ashe in that lane. It was 2v2 top. It looks like they're going to rotate Ashe Nunu to some other lane just to keep applying the pressure somewhere else. Maybe they don't want to fight it. They're going to stay top. Going to have the 1v1 bot now.
Yep.
And 2v2 just as both teams really want to fight this.
Anguish now finally getting some farm time to himself, but finds Voyboy here. A very familiar fight for him, but he may have the upper hand here, throwing down the ultimate. Barrow in response, but now the Karthus ult is on the other hand. Voyboy still taking plenty of damage, just dissuade him, just to get him away.
Actually, a great situation. Voyboy using his own ultimate, but Karthus has such a longer cooldown.
Yep.
And of course, if he's not picking up kills, just getting farmed, that's going to be okay. Oh, ultimate lands into Extinct!
That's huge. You got Nijaki with a damage ultimate, but there's the stun from a little Trent. Can you keep him behind? There's a Curse of Set Money. The AoE from Extinct is too much. There's the Sona ult, though. The little we stay behind flashing out, but there is no more arrows in that quiver. Wonderful, wonderful counter gank coming in from EU.
Maluna, seeing that he had to step in there, getting the perfect bandage toss, had that Katarina ultimate channeled for another half second. That would have been 2 kills right there, with Extinct going down, Maluna going down. That's a great situation to be in. Dragon now being looked at. They saw 2 people solo on HP. They see the dual lane up top lane.
Yep.
Like they're in a position they had Cop and Rux bid. Might as well take the Dragon now.
Yep. NA, they know they've lost their top tier 1, so at the very least, make it an even trade. Grab the Dragon. That's equivalent gold. It's actually a very good trade to just trade a tier 1 for a Dragon, but the tier 2 may actually be going down rather fast. It's already down to about 75%. Nijaki is here. The ultimate is almost up, but a snowball keeping him behind. Going to allow plenty of time for Caitlyn Nunu to get out of there.
Luckily, Sinister Steel and Bouncing Blade, great at wave clearing. Took out most of the wave in a couple spells.
Yep.
And now a great push coming out from Curse AU. They have 3 people mid, no one bot lane. They're trying to push the fights. Despite the fact that they don't have the Curse, they know Katarina's top. They know that's going to be a lot of their damage. And Voyboy had just gone back to base.
Voyboy is, yeah, he went back to base. Got a few things. He has his own spell pen boost now. He's got the ring. He's got 1 tome also. But he's actually looking to clear the wave down bot. You can get that. You can get plenty of damage onto turret just for allowing the minions to push. And hey, it's free farm.
He's waiting in the bush. He's looking for a trap. I think he wants to try and 1v1 Anguish though. He was a little bit behind in terms of experience. Just hit level 9. And right now, Gold's dead even. The map control going a little bit more in favor of Curse EU. They don't have an Oracles quite yet, or at least I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Ult from Ashe coming down mid lane. Who's it going to hit?
Extinct, will it hit you again? Deja vu. Nijaki with the ultimate once again. Amuma's still also in the neighborhood, but will the story change this time? No, Nijaki escapes the AoE. Revenge kill in the mid.
Great play there. They knew that Amumu didn't have his flash up. They knew he wouldn't be able to get there in time. Didn't have the vision on him, but just the confidence. And you know what? Ballsy plays like that, that's what really gets Curse NA ahead. Now ahead a tiny bit of gold, still equal, but they're killing Karthus. They're making him retreat from lane, not getting that CS. He's still at 130 CS. He's doing incredibly well.
I'm sure Extinct has kicked himself after that one, though. It's like, man,
again?
I can't believe I fell for that again. Oh, Maluna, where were you?
Luckily, he couldn't get out of it, and right now, I'd say they have to shut him down. They have to keep killing him, have to keep pressuring him. He's at 136 CS, the most in the game, and you do not want Karthus getting out of control.
No, you do not. And even though those kills were traded, the goal between the APs are actually still relatively even. Same thing with the ADs. The only huge swing is actually with the junglers and supports, even if you can actually call that a swing. There's only a few hundred gold.
Yeah, this is a tight game. It's going to come down to just simple pickoffs. Just one guy dying at the wrong time can cost this game or swing it in somebody's favor.
Yep.
The late game, though, just because of Karthus, I mean, it's going to be hard to say who has a stronger late game. If Karthus dies in the right spot, if he gets in there, gets focused, but gets to Defile and lay waste on everybody, that's going to really hurt. But Jackie playing Katarina, that's one of the best late game champions in the game. Once you get that DPS and that reset, Voyboy looking for a setup, though.
Voyboy once again wants a little bit of damage onto Jax. Have a drink, charge on in. Anguish, quite a bit of damage. Voyboy throwing down the ultimate just to push him away. This is not like the last game. Nice arrow, nice cleanse though, but here's St. Vicious. He does have the ult up if need be. Created left behind on the bullet cop, plugging away. This is free damage, easy kill. Nice coordination coming in from NA. But with that kill though, that is 2 members displaced up top. Your mid turret is wide open.
4 members out there from PerseU. Rux, can you hold it on your own? Don't think so. That poor son just has to watch the turret go down.
Yep.
Nice kills coming out, but PerseU, they're going for a pushing game, going for the objectives more than the kills.
Yeah.
All right, they did blow the cleanse on Caitlyn. That's going to be down for another, I'd say 3.5 minutes. They can pressure that, they can try and punish that, but losing the map control, that's going to lead to easier Dragon setups, easier Baron setups for PerseU in the future.
Yeah, Dragon for a tier 1, that's a pretty even trade. A kill for a tier 1, that's a little bit more in favor for the map control for EU, but we'll see. NA, they're still looking for a very aggressive push down here, but they want to get that wave. Extinct, he's going to try to farm it as best as he can. Voidboy just cannot get off of Jax here. He's obsessed, just trying to get damage on Anguish.
He's trying to punish him. He wants to make sure he doesn't get too much CS. Jax is going to be a great late game diver. And of course, Cop playing Ashe doesn't have a good escape. He has the kite, but if Jax catches up to Ashe for 1 or 2 seconds, that could be half her HP just from a couple auto attacks because of his incredibly high burst. And
Jax is itemizing pretty well too. He's got that Phage. He's also got that Hex Trigger. So some of the magic damage from Night Jackie will actually be mitigated from that. Plus also, if you have the very convenient shield, he can stay in that fight just a little bit longer.
People always underestimate Jax's ultimate, but it makes him so much tankier. It almost doubles his mitigation.
It does.
And with that going on, like, they might be able to kill Anguish. What we've seen in the past, you'll get in a fight, you'll stay alive. And it's not so much that Anguish does his DPS. At the same time, it's going to be Extinct, not being focused down. There's a lot of big threats coming out from PerseU. They're going to have to deal with them. That might just be their plan, have everybody be so scary. They don't know to focus. Melito can set everything up, and they might die in response.
They might. They may very well.
But they still have Rengar. They still have Ashe doing well. Ashe is the best kiter in the game when it comes to AD carries. And of course, Rengar with his burst potential. Though St. Vicious building tankier still has a lot of upfront DPS with that.
So you got Patoy, he's going to be backing. Hopefully he'll be finishing up that second GP10. Maybe not. It's like, hey, you're wandering on mid. I should help you out there. There's Arrow. Not going to fall for it this time. Very smart Extinct on that one. And with that, there will be no follow-up. There will be no Katarina ult. And EU will be safe for just another few minutes.
I mean, looking at how many people were there for PerseU, though, that could have been a better fight had it landed. Ult is down, though, and looks like Dragon's being pressured. Just respawned, or should be up soon, as Voyboy might be in a dangerous position.
Hawkshot will get the vision on nearly all of EU. The ward's going down, none of them pinks, but Anguish is in a very bad spot, pushed backwards from the Gragas ult. It's just a struggle for the rest of EU to catch up, and there is Extinct with the AoE. St. Vicious off on the side. There comes the Amumu ult now on in. You got Rux over off on the side. Extinct, though, he's doing great at this teamfight control. If he dies, it is still a very big problem AoE-wise. But Night Jackie going down. That is a cleanup. Huge kill by Karthus. Oh, that is a triple for Night Jackie, but there's a nice double. Oh, triple in response, actually. And only one alive on Summer's Rift right now is Night Jackie.
5 for 4.
Wow.
A great fight coming out from Kursanay. They spread it out. They made sure that at the end, Karthus wasn't hitting too many people, but they still got the DPS. And you know what? That's a lot of kills for Karthus. That's a lot of kills for Jackie. That's a lot of kills for everybody.
Yeah,
this game's going fast. We're going to reach late game faster just because of all the gold coming out.
And that is just a straight up Zonia's there for Night Jackie. Where's the gold at actually between our APs after that madness?
6,803 to 6,808.
Wow.
It's a 5 gold difference between the two APs.
It's just, can I borrow a nickel?
And they're both terrifying. In the end, Zonia's finished on Jackie too. So his goal is going to be to either use that to block Karthus' ultimate, or use that once he's been focused, just waiting for someone to die so he can get those resets, keep doing that DPS.
And even after that huge melee, the Dragon is still being contested. Anguish out in front, St. Vicious, he does get the vision. There's that pink ward, but alas, nothing there. There's the Ashe arrow, gonna be straight on the Baloonu's face. Will be trapped by all of Kursanay. Actually, Bandage tosses over to the Dragon just to get out of there, but his flash is down. He is trapped, cannot escape. That should be a Dragon for NA, but if we see some fancy footwork from EU, can they actually get something? No, they will not. Dragon secured by Kursanay.
And PerseU, they didn't have any ultimates up. They had Jax's and they had Caitlyn's, but that's not going to be enough to win a
No.
team fight. They needed more, and well, you know, Gragas' ultimate doesn't have a long cooldown. Enchanted Crystal Arrow had been used earlier on in the game, not in that last team fight, and that was a great sign. Really how Curse wants to get these fights done. They don't want to go for necessarily a 5v5. They might be able to do it, but it's going to be risky because of Karthus. They just want to try and get good pickoffs, and they have that potential with Ashe.
So how much longer do you think until Karthus becomes an absolute, we cannot deal with him?
He just got a triple kill in the team fight.
He did.
Already.
Already.
But actually, look at this fight down bottom. Angish going aggressive. Dealing a lot of damage to Voyboy.
He's popped the ultimate. He's got the extra defense. Voyboy actually forced out of the fight. He just wants to have a drink, wants to throw down more barrels, and Rengar's just getting 3 shots on St. Vicious. Cannot keep it up, though. Leap strike over 2 to Ward. Voyboy, he gets that charge over the wall. Can they actually get more? The ultimate is down for Gragas. There's Nijaki, though. Can he clean up? Gets out of the way of the ult. That is an ult down Extinct now, joining the fight. St. Vicious still hungry for blood. Leap strike back and forth just this way, but now everyone is trapped in the AoE. A Mumu ult back up. Zonia is now used. Nijaki is trapped, cannot get out of the EU pressure.
There's lots of pokes going on at Curse.
Oh, Voyboy.
Oh, Ashel.
Nice, cleansed immediately by Creighton, but there's the wall pain. Look at all of those layways doing so much damage to Rux. He has the ultimate available, but just cannot get in position to use it.
I mean, Curse EU, they're low, but Curse NA, they don't want to chase. They don't want to get hit by too many layways, too many built-over peacemakers.
Right.
Could spell the demise. And of course, Amumu's ultimate was down. They could fight that, but not in the end, it was not worth it.
Right.
And Karthus, I mean, he's scary now. He's always going to be a big thing. That's not, you can't really deal with well. That's just how Karthus works, especially once he's gotten so much farm. But it's going to be up to the picks, the Ashels. What really Curse NA has been doing well. They're executing their strategy fairly decently, and they're ahead 1,400 gold. Not a lot, but for the early farm that they've gotten in Curse EU, they're doing very well.
And Kop's still looking to farm here in the mid. All of EU has decided to regroup. Right now, though, there is the red available. More than likely going to be going over to Creighton. Kop also taking the raids, and yeah, it is still a very slim game. But we have seen prior in the series, it's usually that small lead, that one fight that snowballs things on later. This could be those last few fights, that triple on Gek.
It's so little, but it could be so much.
Yeah, the trap on Malunu may have actually been enough. That 1K actually may be enough for NA to actually take this.
It might be. Well, Malunu doesn't have his ultimate up for a bit. Karthus does have his. So Absolute Zero's down, but they still have a good team fight coming out from Curse EU. But Rux can land a good crescendo. Voyboy, a good Gragas ultimate, maybe not Extinct back. They can still win a fight very soundly.
Angish caught on his own. St. Vicious, there's the arrow. Limbo under that one. St. Vicious still gets the leap. A little bit harassed, a little free damage on Angish, but nothing huge. That's I got to worry for Jax's back on that one. I was like, oh, I can't believe I dodged that.
He felt it was like, what's this chill back there?
Oh yeah, it's like,
I mean,
we'll brush it. Yeah.
His arrows have been excellent this game. Sad to see him miss one, but you know, a ward going down.
There we go.
Believe the first one of the game. Oracle's bought on Rux and Patoy, but we hadn't seen the ward clearing happen quite yet.
Yeah. It will be having just a decent amount of coverage over in front of the Baron. Rux will be clearing off of that one. But their own ward, though, in the Baron pit is about to expire. Patoy doing some cleanup of his own.
Oh, Rux outside of a bush with the ward hit. He's right by. Come on, Rux, come on.
Rux. There you go. Patoy cleaning his, but Rux backed. Didn't even see the one in the try.
Clearly, Cursey, you have a massive advantage now.
Extinct. He's waiting on the side. Malunu also looking to flank. They're going up the tri-ramp. They could also catch out Nijaki. He is laying in wait, but EU does not quite have his position yet.
They don't have a Voyboy, though. He's down bot.
Yeah, Voyboy is down bot. So if EU forces a fight here in North Jungle, they could actually take it. It would be a 4v5. And remember, Karthus' AoE does wonders in very close quarters like the jungle.
They could go for a dive here. Karthus has one of the best diving skills in the game. Really sets everything up. This turret's just going down so quickly.
Wow, and that is, you see, that is the tower push coming from the combo of Caitlyn Anu there. The tower goes down. Malunu with the ultimate. Nijaki being focused down immensely. The exhaust is on him. There's the Zonias, and there's Patoy to clean up just in case. Rengar also going down. Kop has no choice, has to use the cleanse. The barrel from Gragas does pick up the Amumu kill, but Creighton is too far away from the rest of the team. The Karthus ult will be enough to get Kop. Yes, it will. Rux still holds on to Yorkles. Voyboy is still there, fat and happy, but only one casualty on EU side, 1 for 3.
It's still gold, only 1,000 in favor of Cursey. They saw Voyboy in the bot lane, though. The tower had too much HP for him to split push and retreat in time, so they didn't get the turret. They didn't really get much outside of that one kill. They just saw their chance, like, well, he's bot lane. We have minions pushing mid lane, and they exploited it. That's actually, a lot of that's just the ward clearing, because had Cursey realized they weren't anywhere else in the map, not in their jungle, they could have retreated in time. Voyboy could have been there, so the ward clearing, that Oracle's paying off huge for Curse EU.
Yep. And before that fight, that was a 1K disadvantage EU had. Now it has shifted. It is now a small, minuscule lead for EU. And as we've said before, early on in the series, it's those small, little advantages. And also, well, hey, good job clearing that ward.
And the trap.
Have a cupcake.
Yeah. Cleared out ward and a trap. Lots of clearing going on from Rugs. And this is going to be the big deal. It's a team with Gragas, one of the best displacers in the game. A team with Ashe, who can just snipe people. As long as you don't have vision on her when she ultimates, it's usually really hard to dodge it. So it's going to be all about the ward coverage, all about the vision, all about the prediction from both teams, trying to surprise the other. And it's going to be coming down to Oracles. If they kill Rux, that'll actually be a really big deal.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get to him, though. The ultimate on Sun is almost back up and also almost level 2. Oh, double the wards. That's
double the applause coming out, actually.
It better be double. Actually, there's still going to be more cleared out here right in front of the Dragon Pit. Dragon has respawned. And NA, they know that coverage gone. They can safely go for it. EU's a little bit displaced. They see Anguish actually top lane. So they know they can get this with relative ease.
Kind of the same story as last game, though. Anguish can be a bit better at pushing. Not going to have time to take that top turret down at all. Still, though, a nice pickup. Gold 200 apart from both teams. This is an even game. And who wants to be on the even game? Probably Curse EU, just because of the Karthus pick. But I mean, Katarina's been doing work this game. Comp's doing incredibly well. Everybody's strong. No one feels like they're not doing something.
But you saw Nijaki, though, in that last fight was focused down immediately, exhausted immediately. The damage was not there. Had to use the Zhonya's, died immediately after coming on off of that. And it seems like EU may be prepared to deal with the cat. NA may not be prepared still to deal with the Karthus.
He got hit by the end of Curse's side immediately after. There's a very, very angry Anguish jumping onto him. So it's going to be up to Jack to stay far back, not really get into the fights until he sees opening. He can try to initiate, but he needs either a Guardian Angel or QSS to get out of that Curse of the Sad Mummy.
And actually, there's the Negatron cloak, so it may be the QSS. We could also be seeing something. Well, Banshee's Veil. Not going to
be Abyssal too.
It could be oh, that's right. It could be Abyssal because we need the last part of the Magic Shred Trinity here.
Sork Shoes, Haunty Guys, and Abyssal Scepter is going to be a total of 60 magic resist being reduced. If you have anything less than 60, that spell pin will take you down to 0. That's true damage being dealt by all of Katarina's skills, and that really hurts. Her base damage is insane.
Extinct also buying himself a little bit of a boost. He has the death cap and also has a blue elixir. Going to pop that right before the next fight. All those late weights going to be doing so much more damage. Huge. And if you need a few extra stats in a pinch, those elixirs are fantastic. And also, not to mention, he is level 16, level 3 in the Karthus Ultimate.
I mean, they're incredibly efficient. They only last 3 minutes, but of course, if that team fight determines the game, that's okay.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Spend 250 gold, win a team fight, win the game. I'll do that.
Yeah, that's the best bet you can possibly make. Arrow right onto Anguish. There's Nijaki. He wants that kill. It's not going to be enough to get the kill, but you have the rest of Curse EU. You're starting off with the immovable crescendo in response. Nijaki getting those resets. He's getting the clean up. Creative going down. That should be more than enough. Triple kill for the cat. That is an ace for NA. Only one death. You know they're going for the Baron.
You do not let Jackie survive. You do not let Jackie get a kill, get those resets. We see what happens. Just killing everybody almost on his own. Of course, Curse and they backed him up. Great ultimate from Voidboy, keeping them out, letting Anguish die without the backup of Karthus. And that's a Baron. That is Curse and Nate taking this game. They're trying to stay alive, trying to stay on losers. Curse you might just be going home from that one fight.
Anguish is a little bit too far away from the team, and you may be Jax, but you are not invincible. The ultimate was just not enough mitigation. And who cares? You're Katarina. If you use the ult, you're going to get that kill. You're going to get that assist. You will get that reset. And that was actually great positioning on EU at the very least, apart from the Jax. Fighting off in the jungle is something EU wants to do with that Karthus AoE, but they could not get there in time.
But once Jackie got the reset, the bouncing blade that hit, it was over. He got so many kills so quickly, and that was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Curse and Nate, if they can keep that up, now they have the Baron, but don't forget, it's not so much how much damage they can deal in the end, it can also be how much damage they can take. And Jackie still can be fairly squishy. Hasn't really bought anything with his gold yet.
Right.
Which, how much does he have?
He's got
800.
He's got 800, so he could actually finish off the DFG he's been working for.
He could go for a DFG. Oh no, actually he finished the Abyssal, that's what it is.
Oh, that's when he can finish off the Abyssal.
He has Abyssal, and he can almost finish off the
already.
DFG.
Yeah.
So he's a lot tankier, and they need to make sure they can take the damage Karthus deals out.
Yep.
Of course, he doesn't have his ultimate for a good 30 seconds, so they can try and pressure it now. They have a few seconds before those big ults come back up.
And also, Voidboy bought himself a Zhonya's, so that's 2 APs. Both of the APs here on NA will actually be pretty safe if they ever get trapped, and that is the mid-tier 1 going down for NA. The gold lead extending to 4.5K. And EU, this is not a position they're used to being in. They're here. They're on the defensive end. They're on the back. They're a little bit afraid.
What's scary is going to be that everybody except possibly Amumu and Angish playing Jax will die to burst. Voyboy has insane burst right now. Ward going down, hell yeah. And Jackie himself has, well, we've seen his crazy damage coming out. So it's not just, well, Karthus dies in the right spot. Voyboy can get to the back line really easily, send that ultimate down, and might be able to go ahead just win the fight half a second in if he takes out someone like Creatin.
Yep. And that is the chaos that can ensue when you see something like a Gragas ult coming. It's perfect isolation. If you can even bounce Karthus back into you, at this point, NA, they have the regen, they have the Baron buff. The AoE is going to be doing not as much as it normally would to NA. So they can just, if they can isolate Karthus out, that's just a sweep.
They can, if they get a good ultimate onto Extinct, if he's in the back line and he gets bursted down by Gragas, or even if it just takes a while to get back to the fight, that could be the end of the game.
That could be it.
And right now, it's a 4,000 goal lead in favor of Curse NA. They have Baron buff not for that much longer, about, actually...
It's about 2 minutes.
Yeah, about 2 more minutes. So they're going to go ahead, split push, try and apply some pressure, and Rengar in the bot lane, he can very easily roam back mid because of his ultimate and move speed it provides.
Yep, St. Vicious looking for a little bit of that backdoor action. Angish will be going down just to defend the bot tier 2, just to keep it a little bit off. There's the pressure coming in. There's the arrow straight onto Blue. There's the barrel to follow
No
up.
time to
No
ult!
time to ult whatsoever. He was still in mid-air when he died. Fantastic timing coming in from NA. That might be it. That might be it.
That might be an inhib. That might be, at least it's going to be this outer turret as they're just going to go ahead, tank it out. Jackie, very, very beefy. This turret will be going down. Rengar will actually split off just to make sure Angish couldn't get to the fight easily. Now it's going to be a 4v4 with Angish there to fight, so Rengar's just going to split push bot.
Yeah, Angish has to be here in mid, otherwise it's for sure going to be lost in hib. So
that poke. Ooh. You do not get hit by a barrel. You do not get a drink from Gragas. He will just wreck you.
Ouch.
That has got to be at least 180 proof.
St. Vicious taking down that bot tier 2, waiting for the minion wave support here in mid. Molunu is now back, and remember, he did not use the ultimate in that last fight. He just exploded before he ever had the opportunity. Mid tier 3 going down, inhibitor wide open. About 15 seconds left on the Baron buff. So NA, they will play it safe, they will back off, but there is a Shelley's. Molunu does have something to say about it.
Pendage toss hits a creep, but still gets the flash out.
That's still a win. That's still a win, I guess.
That's a little bit less escape coming out from Cobb, and he needs to make sure he gets away from Extinct in these team fights. And Angish, of course, who could just obliterate him still. But I mean, Curse and Nate, now they've got 8,000 gold lead. Now there's a naked inhibitor. They can push that. They can pressure that. There's not a lot the Curse EU can really do if the fight comes to them unless they get those perfect ultimates off.
Baron coming back at 34-30, so keep an eye on that. The rest of NA happy with what they have taken, decide to back. There's the DFG finished on Cat. More damage on it to the Ashe. Even just another wand might as well on the Cat. You're already doing too much. You might as well stack more.
And really what's impressive from Comp is his build, it's so offensive, but normally against Karthus, you got to be cautious, you got to be careful. Maybe get an early QSS or early G8 just to not die. But the way he's been playing, the way the team's really composed, he's so far back, he's never really been in danger of Extinct once they started getting team fights to work in their own way.
You also see the Void Staff being built on the Voyboy. If the passive Magic Pen from the Abyssal wasn't enough, those barrels are going to be doing even more. Blue Elixir on the Voyboy also. Yeah, you also got a Void Staff over onto the Karthus. There's not a whole lot of magic defense over on EU's side. There's not a whole lot of second. You have an Aegis, you have a few Merc Treads. Actually, I think you only have one Merc Tread. Nunu is actually still on level 1 boots.
Rux just with those basic sneaks, styling it out, of course. But they still have the Athene's Holy Grail. They do have Abyssal Scepter, so they want to try and kill those APs. The APs are the big threats.
Angish wants to duel against Saint. He's angry, throws down the ultimate in pursuit, but that has a lot of health right now to St. Vicious.
He has his ultimate. You could always just walk out of there.
Yeah, and he's also got the regen.
He's got the regen. He's got lots of ways to deal with that. The ultimate being down. Angish is now really squishy.
Still got some ward kills. They'll go down in the mid, and Angish, he realizes, okay, this is kind of a waste of time. You're way too healthy. I need a little bit of help taking you down. And NA still with the pressure here in the mid. The minions still
They're
pushing
trying
up.
to avoid the 5v5 fight. They're trying to make sure they don't get ulted by a Mumu. It's all about kind of playing back, looking for that spot, looking for that Ash ult snipe. They're playing this perfectly because they're not overcommitting.
Yep, and they know they are still getting their wave push. If they can manage to get the inhib though, that will be an essentially free Baron. Molino cannot get the bandage toss that he wants. That could have been it. That could have been the initiation. If they can get even a flash ult from Mumu just at the right time, that will not be enough time for St. Vicious to actually regroup with the team. They could explode Katarina. They could also get rid of Ashe immediately.
Actually, he's super aggressive on St. Vicious. He's down to about half HP, but he has a regen. He still has the ultimate up. He's just wasting his time. Oh, are they going to try and catch him now?
They might try and catch. Crossing off. Angus has been arrowed. Cop decided to use it. Jumps right back onto Cop, throwing it down the cleanse. And Jax off on his lonesome. Cannot catch up. Voidboy got very low there. There's Jackie right in front of the team. There's the AoE from Extinct. The Amumu ult is just a little bit too late. And there's the Zonia's. Jackie still goes down, but here comes the Karthus ult. Will we get anything off of it? I don't think so. That is a 4-for-1 in Curse NA's favor.
That's going to be the inhib. That could possibly be the game. Don't know if they're going to push. They're not looking for that heavy push, though.
Baron, right now.
It's going to be Baron. Just came up. Yeah, they're going to get this.
The timing.
Who can stop them? Toy, unless you get there right now with a good consume. Well, this is going to be a hard Baron. Look how low they are.
That is, yeah. See,
there's St. Vicious.
You need to wait for Saint. You need to wait for the tank. You need to wait for the regen, and now they should be able to take it pretty safely.
Voidboy really can't take any auto attacks.
Yeah, he really can't.
Ruck's out of mana. They can't sustain, but you know what? I mean, Karthus ult is down. Patoy's not going to try and fight them because that would be pretty insane. Pretty ballsy, but they get the Baron. They now have a 10,000 or 12,000 gold lead. That's insane. And they're ahead. This is their game to just, if they wait this out too long, it could still go to Curse U, but this is their game to win right now.
This could potentially be the last push from NA, managing to come back. And still, this style of play, they farmed up, they got all the items they need to itemize correctly, and Jackie being an absolute boss in those early fights.
I mean, 9-5-10.
Look at that.
He's been a boss these early fights, these late game fights. He's been a boss his entire game. All of Curse NA has been playing incredibly well.
Yeah.
But look at the ultimates. This is scary because Karthus doesn't have his own ultimate for a good 60 seconds. Even a Mumu's isn't quite up yet, but should be up for the next fight. If Curse NA pressures now, pressures fast, they're not going to have a good team fight for Curse U. They just won't have their abilities up.
One arrow from Cop can also just end the game right here. Just any vulnerable. You saw last time they actually they got the Amumu a while back. We don't care. We'll engage on that anyway. Angus was also split way too far from the team, trying to deal with St. Vicious. Arrow onto him, secured the kill, and there's a lot of time for individual pushers off on the side lane to regroup with the rest of the team, and that is the positional advantage that NA also has at this moment.
That's the strength of their team. You make one small mistake, you are trapped out. You're being hit by a Cop arrow.
Yep.
His arrows have been fantastic this game. I'm just going to say it again.
Oh yeah.
And this is going to be rough.
St. Vicious now actually pushing with the team this time, realizing, hey, we can just end this right here. Those Qs getting huge damage onto Inhib, mid-Inhib. Now going down Moludo, this could be, no, not going to use it just yet. Jackie actually split away from the rest of the team, but the crescendo will be more than enough to take up Moludo. Once again, Amumu, no ult present in this fight. NA wants to clean this one up, but slowly, bit by bit, triple kill for Cop, looking for the cleanup. Creatine and Patoy, they have no choice. They are split far away. Patoy bot lane for some reason, looking for the Caitlyn ult. Is not going to be enough. The Nexus will go down.
They're advancing half person. They're moving forward.
North America still surviving here in the lower bracket. For the next few weeks, the superior curse will be NA. That was a fantastic series.
And of course, great sportsmanship, going right over to shake their hands. A great series, a great game.
Yes.
Everybody looking so strong, but someone had to leave.
Yeah, the team kill had to happen. It was inevitable. And for now, the best team won. Wonderful. Hands down, wonderful.
It was elegant. They played their team exactly like they needed to. They did what they had to.